How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. The retirement crisis is here. There are issues that are happening right now in cryptocurrency in the US, in a variety of places. I want to talk about that, talk about some of the big events happening this week, and some good news as well. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as they come out. If you want to know what I'm buying and selling, there's a link down there to the Patreon. If you want to trade cryptocurrency, there's a link down to BITGET. And if you want one of these sweet hats, I made them. You can check them out down below underneath the video right here. And I do want to thank Clubcoin, but we'll talk more about that later. As you can see, Bitcoin's price is right around 26,100, pretty much where we fell to late last week. And I did a couple videos explaining that, talking through it with another YouTuber, Connor Kenny. If you haven't seen those videos already, I would highly suggest watching them. But right now we are seeing some concerns for Binance. And I realize I talk about Binance a lot. There's a lot of bad news happening for Binance, and a lot of people dislike when I talk about Binance. But the fact is, I want to cover the bad news because I want people to know what's happening, right? I'm not just going to only talk up only. I am going to talk about some of the bad stuff too that comes along with investing in crypto, so that way you can make an educated decision on what you want to do. So last week we talked about payment processor Checkout.com dropping Binance over money laundering and compliance concerns. And this was Binance was actually their largest client at the time, they say. And it's a credit card processing company that ballooned its business into billions by using crypto transactions and Binance. And now we're getting news today about PaySafe also kind of having some issues with Binance. This person says, I bought a large amount of euro on Binance a few days ago. Now I can't withdraw it to my bank account nor sell it again on Binance because my PaySafe account has been closed early. What is this scam? Don't hold my euro hostage. WTF. So they say that PaySafe will stop offering SEPA deposit services to Binance users from September 25th, 2023. As you have been detected as a high-frequency PaySafe service user, we need more time to review the data. We have closed your account early to speed up the refunding process. So that's kind of crappy, right? Hopefully it works itself out, but this is why I am very careful about keeping any cryptocurrency on exchanges, especially in a fiat, especially on Binance right now, because they've been having a lot of issues with Binance. Binance US took off the fiat option a few months ago, something like that. Now the price of BNB is actually falling a little bit. So this is over the last 6 months. You can see it was right in between about 280 to 350 for the longest time, and then had a big drop, and then stayed right in this tight range of 230 to 260 for a while, and then recently, just about a week ago, dropped again. Now, in the last day, we went from about 215, 216, down to 210. So I'd be careful. Some things I've heard behind the scenes are a little bit crazy, basically saying that CZ is selling off Bitcoin, selling off other assets to back BNB's price. I'm not saying it's crazy like it's unbelievable. I'm saying it's crazy like this could be bad. If that's what's happening and they run out of assets to back BNB with and then it just falls, it could be bad, obviously, for Binance if they have a lot of BNB and that's what they're using as some of their assets to do different things, to get loans, to back different funds and stuff like that. They could have a bit of an issue. This is how some other tokens in the past have fallen down really quickly when someone just ran out of money to back them, to continue to buy them off the market when people want to sell. Now, I've been looking at ClubCoin a lot recently. They've been fixing the problem of basically there being nothing for people that want to go to clubs, that want to hear music. No kind of reward system for that. And they partnered with some really big clubs, including Amnesia Ibiza, or Ibiza, depending on where you're at, DJ Mag, Bootshos, 1001 Trackless, Clubbing TV, Eden, Ibiza, or Ibiza. Now, why do we need ClubCoin? What problem does it actually solve? Well, the electronic music industry, valued at about $8 billion, and boasting a dedicated fan base of over 400 million people, has long lacked in terms of providing actual benefits to their supporters. Until now, there's been an absence of a cohesive global community that effectively communicates and derives advantages from the considerable contributions made by the fans to the scene. That's where Clubcoin comes in. What I'm showing here is real people using the Clubcoin application in real life, playing and earning rewards in real life with real utility already. This is not a teaser trailer. They offer a party and earn loyalty program to collect cash back in club tokens within all partners of the club ecosystem. They give access to sold out events. You are allowed to purchase merchandise. They have limited edition merchandising, collabs, and you can also directly tip artists through the application. You have access to exclusive content from select artists, live streaming of the most prominent global events and performances from home enabled through token gated events. You get access to exclusive events through Clubcoin and Clubcoin festivals. They're also part of the Cointelegraph Acceleration Program. Right down here, they're listed as one of the 12 different projects in this portfolio. Now, of course, always do your own research. This is a partner of the channel. I'll leave links to all this underneath the video, and I will follow up on this because they're actually working with events right now, and they're giving away an all-inclusive trip to Ibiza where they're giving away 2 VIP balcony tickets for the pyramid. They're giving away a one-night stay in a hotel for 2 people and 1,000 euros worth of Clubcoin. So definitely check out this project underneath the video. I'll leave a link to that giveaway underneath the video as well so that you can sign up. Now, the 10-year treasury is moving up like crazy right now. It went from 4.25 earlier today to 4.35, which sounds like not a ton, but that's a lot for treasuries. And you can see here, over the 1 month, we've gone from 3.87 up to 4.35. If we go even further back, let's do 1 year. We were down at 3.3 just about 4.5 months ago. Now we're up to 4.35. And if we go a year ago, it was even lower than that. So treasuries are moving up in yield, which means that people are taking some risk off the table in other assets. We've seen now over the last couple of weeks, people taking money off of the table on crypto and in stocks. And that has caused this illiquid market to fall down pretty quickly. But it makes sense when yields are going up so quickly. Now, one thing that is a bit worrisome, if you are younger and you're investing in CDs or in savings accounts, it's great to have some emergency fund, but really you shouldn't be investing in them for the long term because they yield such a small amount and people don't have enough money. If you're older and wealthy, then great, you can get a nice little yield on it. But the average 401k balance in the US is much too low. People don't have enough money in stocks, appreciating assets that are actually going to outperform. Gen Z has a median of $2,500 in 401ks. They have an average of $7,100. So there are a couple people that pull it up, obviously. Millennials have an average of $45,000. The median is 15.5. Gen X still doesn't have enough. Boomers don't have enough. No one on average has enough money. And that's a real problem. It's going to be really hard for a lot of people to retire. They're going to have to work until the day that they die or close to it. They're going to be living off Social Security if it stays around. And the sad reality is a lot of people need millions to be able to retire. Gen Z and millennials need between $3 to $5 million. At least this is according to reports. Will Clemente says this is really sad. This is the reality we live in right now. What does this entail? Nihilism, lack of belief in the system, extreme risk-taking, speculation, financialization of everything, revolting against elites. Could be bad. He says ultimately leads to a new monetary system, which I believe will be Bitcoin. And this is the big problem I see with a lot of people, even that are investing. They're taking extreme risk. They're wondering what to do with $1,000 to be able to get to $100,000. And that's just not the way it works. You want good risk to return ratios. And at some point, if the risk is too high, it's not worth taking. Like, I don't play the lottery because the risk is way too high. I mean, there's a 99.9999999% chance that I will get nothing from my dollars. So it's not worth it. In my opinion, I'd rather put it to something that's going to make 10 to 15% a year. And that's even without taking into account how much Bitcoin can go up if you buy a good real estate property, that kind of thing. So just be careful out there. We are in a tough time. Now, with that being said, there are some people pulling money out of Bitcoin right now. As I said, Bitcoin had $42 million worth of outflows this week in the CoinShares report. Ethereum had $9 million worth. XRP actually had an inflow of 1.2 million, which is good. They say that we believe this is in reaction to recent media highlighting the decision by the US SEC in allowing a US spot-based ETF is not imminent. And because volumes are well below average, we are seeing large trades affect the market in huge ways. Now, this has caused the price to go down. Like I said, some people are worried, some people are fearful. But I will say, we are on the lower edge of this band, the rainbow band. And some people don't like this, but it has done well in the past of pretty much marking the bottom. We fell slightly below it back here in 2022, but we've been pretty much just staying in the band. So if you buy here and we move up to the top of the band or close to the top of the band, maybe even halfway, you're going to be very happy. You're going to be looking at a 2, 3, 5, 10x. Now we do have a couple big events happening later this week. I'd say the biggest is really Powell giving his speech at Jackson Hole. This is on Friday, 10 a.m. Obviously, they've been talking pretty hawkish recently. We'd like to see a little bit more dovishness. That has caused the market to kind of freak out recently, thinking they're going to go higher for longer, causing treasury yields to go up, causing people to sell off stocks, but we'll have to see. As I've said many times, we're going to get through this, and yeah, you can get 5%, 6% in a savings account, which is fantastic for now. If you can time it perfectly, great. But over the long term, you do want to buy something that pays more than that, because by the time that treasury yields start coming down and the time that savings accounts start paying less, you're going to be looking for other assets, and that's going to be the time where it's really hard to get a Bitcoin. They're going to be a Bitcoin and other assets that are good quality assets are going to be going up 10, 30, 50, 100% very quickly. And we already saw that at the beginning of this year, right? We've already seen pretty much all assets get much more expensive. So yeah, you could have gotten 3, 4% in a savings account, but you're going to have to pay 50% more for the shares that you want in some company, or 50% more in some cryptocurrency. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the links as well to Clubcoin and to this hat if you want to get a hat as well. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.